again from Offside Books here in Kilburn, northwest London. It's cold again this week. We've still had plenty of sunshine, but we're waiting for warmer weather. I think we're quite ready to welcome a bit of degrees centigrade or Fahrenheit, whichever you prefer. It's been a difficult week. The week leading up to payday can often produce lower sales, and we've had lower sales this week. We've had one or two good days because the people who have come in have been buying books, and thank you very much to those people. But as I say, it has been heavy going, and 1 or 2 days we've had fewer than 6 customers, which is difficult to survive on. Now, I've found out something this week. I mentioned before we're going away from selling second-hand books because for some reason second-hand books sales have consistently gone down, and I think I found out the reason why. A guy came in from a local apartment block, and he told me they had some books to donate, and I told him, well, we're trying to encourage people to go to a charity shop. They can use the second-hand books better than we can because we're going over to new. And he mentioned in the past they've had some very good selections of second-hand books, and they've just left outside for people to pick up. And I have noticed this in 1 or 2 other places, but I didn't really connect the dots. But there are so many places now that leave out second-hand books for free. You can kind of understand why sales of second-hand books in second-hand bookshops have just gone through the floor. And this is probably a reason, certainly in the south of England where you get better climate and it's not so wet, why second-hand bookshops are struggling. Of course, you have to take into account the online position of competition as well, but you can also utilise that to sell your books as well. But the normal day-to-day customer is quite rare. Now, the exciting thing about, or good news about this week, is that we've had a lot of new books come in. Some are what we call remainder books, which people can get a bit uptight about this term, but basically it means a book which has been overproduced. It doesn't mean it wasn't popular. They could still have sold 500,000 copies, which is quite an enormous quantity, but you get a few hundred or a couple of thousand left over, and the remainder companies that specialise in this but buy the books up cheap, and then we can buy them at a reasonable price. So, for example, we bring in remainder books from the United States, and there's some really good quality books. We go to a supply in Texas for some art books, and if you see this book, fantastic, about Cubist Picasso, we should be able to sell. Well, I can't show you much, but if you come in the shop, obviously you can see more about it. This title again is an art book we bought in, looking fantastic. Even this you could buy it just to put on your shelf as a statement. And of course we continue to sell a lot of the popular fiction and non-fiction of the time. One thing we do have to stress to people is we can order new books in. So if we don't have a particular title, just give us a call and we can order the books in. Now again, people may find, well, why should I do that when I can just go to Amazon? Well, Amazon, so far as I know, you don't get this, where you get £10 back with our loyalty card. But you know, some people will never choose us. We can't do much about that, but I think people who look into it will see we offer a slightly better deal, and it helps to keep a local independent shop going. Anything else I can say now? Not a lot. I'm hoping for warmer weather, but having said that, it doesn't mean we're going to get a lot more customers because people go to the beach, they go to the park or do outside activities, which is fair enough. We've all got tired and sick of being stuck indoors in lockdown, so we're all looking forward to better weather and getting out a lot more. Yes, I keep going, and I really need to crack down on that, but I apologise for that. I'm not a professional presenter, as you can tell. All I can say is we've got a lot of exciting books as always. Hope to see you soon. Have a good week. Until next week.